White men are mediocre. Can't believe they reject me.
And now I'm crying over this man that I didn't even really like. Like, he's a mediocre white man, like the rest of them. And here I am crying about him, but it's not even about...
Wait a minute.
This screams the cope that everybody's seen it from dudes, but, you know, when women do it, it's just as cringe. Like, I wanted it. I didn't even want him anyway. Like, he's just so mediocre. I didn't even want him anyway. I just, like, he's so ugly. I didn't even want him anyway. To see that bitch, dude? She wasn't that hot anyway. Yeah, she's a skank, dude. Yeah, like, she's a hoe, bro. Like, that's, like, the copium overload is just, you know, it's just, like, it's fumigating the room, really. It's clearing people out, honestly.
Wait a minute.
Is that Bad Bunny's twin? Yeah. Yes, it is.
Wait a minute.
This is for all my girlies who, like me, have a god complex and an inferiority complex. Why do I find it so hard to shoot my shot when I want somebody? Like, baby, I know what I look like. I know that I'm bringing this to the table. I debated posting this on my main account or not because... because it's a little personal.
What the fuck was that, dude?
But, you know, I've been speaking a lot about how awful men treat women overall. And I just had the shittiest experience on top of, like, truly 10 plus shitty experiences with men since I've been single. And I had a guy that I matched with that was putting in all this effort to make a date with me, planning the time, the date, the place, telling me all these things about him and how good of a catch he is and this and that, basically being what I call a fuckboy in sheep's clothing. And because I don't think there's a problem with sleeping with someone on the first date, we did. But we also had like a nice connection and I thought we really liked each other. And then afterwards he kind of ghosted, kind of didn't. He came back with some saucy messages here and there, reactions to my stories, to my, you know, pretty pictures of me and stuff. And then I finally, to try to be like, what the hell is going on? I said, so when's our next date? When we gonna get together and watch Survivor or something? And he was like, whenever you want. Like, I'll hop on a train and come to you whenever you want. And I said, you know, your energy has really changed. Were you only looking for something casual?
Possible.
You should have asked if that's something that you're gonna, like, there's no issue with feeling bad about a situation not going down the way that you wanted it to. But at the end of the day, you can't really blame the other person for something like that. No? Like, you want to just get on TikTok and an interaction not going the way that you did? I mean, so be it. So be it. But at the end of the day, you got to deal with it. Like, you're a grown-ass adult. If you didn't want it to go down that way and you wanted to know if it was going to go down that way prior, you probably should have talked about it.
You know what? Eric, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know what? Eric, this ain't your lane. Let Abba talk. That's his lane. I'll shut up now. Sorry, what were you saying?
That was a lot. Undoubtedly, some people mislead others. Also, maybe you weren't even misled. Maybe he really was interested. Then he had with you, right? You cleaned the pipes. And maybe this wasn't good. Maybe he just didn't like you throughout the date. When someone's interests you initially, it doesn't mean that that's constantly going to carry over. And two, dudes have to understand that what you're putting forth initially, understand you may be asking from them a larger investment than what you're actually willing to reciprocate. Right? Based off how you're talking to them. It's like sometimes guys can sometimes give off that impression to ladies based off how they act, how much they show an interest. Like, you also have to be cognizant of how your actions come across as a man. I've had this happen to me before where I thought I was really into someone and I could just tell you, man, just after having sex once, like, I was like, oh, hell no, we can't. Or maybe you show up on the date and you still go through a really nice date with the girl, but she doesn't look nearly as good as her pictures. Okay? Or maybe you go on a date and you realize this girl's annoying as fuck, but you still show a good face. And then afterwards, well, why would he keep saying nice things to me? Because it's sometimes hard to tell someone you're annoying as and I don't want to talk to you because you actually think they're a good person, but you don't want to hurt their feelings. So there's a lot of things at play that people aren't willing to say directly.
That's what you're saying.
That they're actually thinking on the inside because saying the truth may be too rude.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes saying the truth is
People don't like confrontation.
No.
And it took him 6 hours to reply, watched all my stories in the meantime, and said, I had a really great time with you, but I don't see this going anywhere serious. Honestly, I wasn't looking for anything outright. Yeah, well, you could have told me that after you decided to sleep with me again.
Again? That you wanted to sleep with me again. Oh.
After you decided that you don't see this going anywhere serious. I don't know what has to get...
Again, the onus isn't on that person. So the way that relationships work, don't be... Like, this is a bit entitled. Don't necessarily run with this interpretation. All relationships are open until you close them. All of them are, by default. It's not like I go on one date with you, and then, like, we're exclusive, and I am, like, dedicated, and that's the way that it works, right? You need to, like... say, okay, we're actually a thing now, we're a couple now, we're going to go on another date, this is a thing. Otherwise, you're just trying to feel it out and see what happens, right? So you can't I mean, this is kind of entitlement, but I don't know.
Through men's little fucking pea brains to understand that if you're outright about it, usually we're gonna be chill with it.
Okay, so
I mean, it's... If my Discord, not yours, if that was the case and you're simultaneously saying this, then, like, what's the issue?
So this is where she loses me, right?
Okay.
Because you see a change in heart and you think it's due to
You played. You played.
You're a boy or you have some malicious intention. Sometimes you just lose interest. Sometimes the person you meet in person isn't what you want. That happens. The same way, ladies, you can come into a date and say, I'm ready, I'm down to f***. Then you start to have second thoughts, and that's okay. You're allowed to change your mind at any point. You're allowed to say, after the first date, I don't want to see the guy. We're not here to think, oh, you just wanted a free meal out of me, you fucking cheap bitch. No, sometimes you're just not into the guy that you meet in person. I've had girls go on one day with me and say, I don't want to see you again. It happens. It's okay. But you can't always... This is the bad blood that exists in politics, that exists in dating.
If it's not this, it's that.
People will never think that you're coming at things with good intentions.
Yeah.
All the guys that go on dates with are asshole and narcissists.
Yeah.
All my exes are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
The reason why you remember something differently than me is you're trying to gaslight me. Or maybe two people can witness the same thing and remember it completely different. Because memory is foggy. People always assume that you got up intention if they're feeling a fucked up emotion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm hurt, therefore you
wanted
intended
to hurt me. Yeah.
They never just say things didn't work out. Right? So I'm not saying that there aren't people who do manipulation. I'm not saying there aren't people who do that kind of misleading stuff.
But we have to
But you can't assume that's everybody.
If he would have been honest with me from the get-go, I would have been like, sure. And now I'm crying over this man that I didn't even really like. Like, he's a mediocre white man, like the rest of them. And here I am crying about him, but it's not even about...
Wait.
And if you guys like today's video, make sure you put a little like, a little comment. It helps us out with that YouTube algorithm.
Wait a minute. This right there makes me think of, yo, you cute and everything and stuff. Yo, you just a bitch anyways. That's what I like. Well, after you get rejected, you know when guys act like that, they cat call you and then you say no, and then they like, that made me think about that. Like once you got rejected, now you just a like basic ass motherfucker.
He's a mediocre white man.
Yeah, but that's what you wanted. You slept. So it says more about you than the man because you slept with a mediocre white man.
And I promise you go to the comments of this thing and they'll all be like, girl, I get you, I understand.
Yeah, probably.
So a woman can just get up here and talk shit about men like this.
Yes.
Mediocre white man.
Let's be fair about this. Dudes do a pretty similar thing. Let's be fair about this. And let's be fair. I don't want this to turn into just shitting on this and acting like women are the only people that do that.
You imagine if I stopped seeing a girl and
I did, Friedman, I didn't react to any of this shit because nobody's linking it to me. It might as well not exist. It's in the fucking ether. This is the way that Twitch streaming works. It doesn't exist until somebody links it in your chat. That's the way that it works, okay?
I was like, man, see, that's the problem with women. She was just a mediocre black woman. y'all would lose your fucking minds. You would lose your fucking minds. Don't even cap.
You're on your own.
Don't even cap.
You're on your own.
You would lose your mind.
I'm not.
This
And this is the
happens,
toxicity of women that gets to be online without anybody calling them out on their bullshit. And not only do they get to do it, it's yes, queen, go girl.
That much is true. So the thing that I think that they're missing here is that men do. I mean, we're literally watching. We're about to watch channels that do it. Men absolutely do shit similar to this. However, I will agree that it's not seen as cringe when women do it. That seems to be the case. Like women can, blue check marks can do this on Twitter and get responses similar to yes, queen and shit like that. That's fair. However, we
Wait,
are
aren't
about to dive
mediocre
into
white men the best kind of white men? I'm not like this.
What?
Telling the truth. Fuck Zaddy.
Chill,
What did you
enigmatic.
say?
Fuck Zaddy.
Fuck.
I don't know, bro. Ain't that what the kids say?
Hey, that what the kid? How old are? I'm the old one, not you.
Nigga, I don't know what happened, bro. This pandemic aged me like 10 years, bro. I be looking outside my curtain like,
Get off my lawn. You ain't got no lawn.
yeah, I know. It's really what happens, bro. I be looking out like, fucking kids. The color people.
It's not even about him. It's about the disrespect.
It's about your ego. Boo-boo.
That's ego.
Take a few seats. Take several seats, okay? You have a overinflated sense of self-worth, one. Two, you haven't been checked by life enough to humble yourself.
But I can. You know, she said she had a God syndrome. That's what she said.
The God complex?
The God complex.
I don't think she said that. Where?
The
first one, she said, I know I'm working with all this. Look at me, honey.
With the first.
This is for all my girlies who, like me, have a god complex and an inferiority
He's like, I knew it, dude. I was gonna say, I thought he was right. but-
complex.
A God complex and an inferiority complex.
What is that, dude?
Come, bro. She started the fucking video with that shit. So I ain't mad.
See, I wasn't trying to gaslight you into thinking that didn't happen. We just remembered it.
No. You trying to gaslight me? No. You a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You trying to.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You just remember it differently. That's
Fake outrage? I mean, outrage gets clicks.
And you couldn't even do me the favor of just being upfront with me. Instead, I have to sit here and think that, oh, maybe someone actually values me for more than just my body, you know?
I'm sorry.
That's a bit cringe. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just a touch cringe. That, like, for something entirely reasonable. I don't know. If they just led with that, that's fine. However, leading with that after then shitting on the dude for having perfectly normal standards or doing something completely reasonable and then also blaming an entire group of people off of that one action and say that they're shitty for it, that's a bit cringe. That's a bit.
I don't care what it is. Once a woman starts crying, I start
He's
chuckling.
responded.
You can miss me with them
Because
kids,
there are
okay?
innocent people dead?
Y'all got to learn to handle your L's more gracefully because that's not even that big of an L. One and two, okay? How you gonna shit on this man? Tell you, oh, you know, he's average, mediocre white man. I ain't like him that much. I'm like, why would somebody value it? Like, yo, chill,
Ego.
okay? Get off your high horse.
Ego.
Get off your high horse. I've taken way bigger L's than that and never thought of talking about women in the same way you did. Bitch, I was in the bushes and I was still like, she's a pretty cool girl.
Jeez, Albert, you have more stories like that?
Yo, got enough stories like that, bro. Girl.
Please tell us more.
Bro. I'm gonna just tell you this. You know what? For therapy, I used to sit in a dark room and play fucking. I used to play in a dark room when I was heartbroken. I used to play Brian McKnight. Do I ever cross your mind anytime? Do you ever wake up reaching out for me? Yeah, Brian McKnight.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
that.
Mr. White Knight. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
In the darkness. Crying. You want to
I
talk
don't
about
think
bitch
this is
behavior?
him.
Nigga, I did that shit. But never thought that whole time I was like, these fucking mediocre losers. Huh? I didn't even like it. I just took my L. And I...
Okay.